Lord, help me! I am dying! Can't be long now. I have seen the death and madness that haunt the shadows of this town.
Two anthropologists travel into the unknown.
Diary extract. Carl Whitehead. My partner, Leo Remington, and I head toward the town of Silverload, apparently a place of many superstitions. We are on course to pick up and catalog a number of native remains. Leo has not questioned the nature by which these remains were unearthed. I myself suspect that there is some dark secret to hide, an embarrassing incident in the acquisition of land. The journey to Silverload has been a hard one. The train was barely functional even before the storm came upon us. A giant man came calling for us. We were to be taken to the town on foot. We were presented with the town mayor's seal as a proof of his trust. We were taken through the storm that seemed to part as we moved through the swirling, dust-choked air. How had the mayor predicted such a storm and gotten help to us so soon? It all felt very preordained. Leo seemed not to notice. We were told by our hulking guide that we had to hurry to avoid meeting the all-important deadline of nightfall. Then we saw it. We were taken before the town mayor, who was flanked by the town preacher. I took an instant dislike to this fellow. He seemed to me as death personified. It seemed that they were uncomfortable in our presence. They did their best to mask their unnatural features. Their eyes, however, they could not hide. We were informed that the artifacts were kept in the hotel basement. We were to ship out the remains in 3 days' time. A shiver of panic swept through me at the prospect of spending such a long time in this wretched place. Leo now spends most of his time cataloging the grisly remains within the basement. Maybe my time here has unhinged me, but I hear voices, a tongue I do not understand yet, tones I recognize as accusations of what? Murder? Bullet holes prove my theory of ill deeds. I suspect the mayor probably cannot wait to get rid of such evil gains. On the first night the nightmares came. Visions of people screaming, men, women, and children slaughtered. At the center of this horror was the preacher, the devil himself. We were actively discouraged to leave the hotel, yet I was filled with a burning curiosity to explore this strange place. With hindsight, that curiosity cost me my soul. It can truly be said that there was an unusual look to the folks in this place. I was being watched. Maybe the vultures that circled the streets were there to pick at my psyche, to feast on the remnants of my wavering sanity. Most of my questions were met with distaste, Until...
This town is cursed. It has been for the past 40 years or so. A crime so unforgivable that even death itself would not be punishment enough. Life in this place is eternal suffering. No escape.
Crime? Eternal suffering? How do you know all of this? What do you mean?
Trust me. I was there.
And then they came. Damn you all!
I grow weaker by the minute. A fever rides my mind. A terrible change has overcome my body. I must try and warn Leo about the danger here. If I am unable to escape, I will hide my journal in the hope that someone will find the book and alert others.
The smell of death and retribution is in the air. To be concluded.
Let me show you what hell is. Hell is a friend with no smile. Hell is a dream that turns to a scream, a dusty road, mile after mile. Let me tell you what hell is. A place that so few have seen. A kiss from a foe, a torment, you know. A stranger, it knows everything. Let me show you what hell is. Your woman, your daughter, your son. A drought and a storm, a cloak to be worn, a nightmare from which you can run. Can you feel what hell is? Hell is a fear of the light. Hell is a beat from which you retreat, a chain tied to the night.
Please, go after my son. I'll pay you with my life, if only to see his face again. My Ben is soon to be 9 years old. I pray to God you can find him for me, mister. It was last night when they came screaming from that storm. They were like devils from hell itself. It was as if they'd come just for the children. John managed to get a shot at one of the raiders, but he just picked himself up even though he had a hole through his chest. John took a bullet in return, and now lies wounded in his wagon. The devils took Ben, and there was nothing we could do. They fled into the storm, howling like animals. I'd go after them myself, but I dare not leave the others here unprotected. Devils. Devils in the bodies of men. Eyes like the fires of hell. Lord, protect us all. Me and my son went into that town, weird name of Silverload. We went there to buy supplies and maybe catch up on what's been going on. The folk there were very unfriendly. The place felt as cold as a graveyard. As we left that unholy place, I swear that storm followed us. Fierce thing it was. I thought we were going to be swallowed up by the sand. I thought I saw shapes moving in the storm, but I knew nothing could survive in all that choking dust. I know better now. We've been on the trails now for about a year. We were heading for the frontier, mister. We want a better way of life in God's new country. Me, my dear departed wife, and our son Ben have traveled with the Catlins all of this time. Some 6 months ago, my wife was bitten by a snake and died shortly afterwards. I almost couldn't go on without my Mary, but the Catlins have helped me all of this time. John and Joanne Catlin. Joanne has been like a surrogate mother to Ben since the death of my Mary. She's a good woman, but I don't think she approves of your help, mister.
You get away from here! The others might think that you will help us, but I reckon you're just desert trash! How dare you come in here? Don't you think we've suffered enough without you pretending that you will help us?
Hush now, Joanne. This stranger's all the help we have right now, and in my opinion, I believe that he will help us. Those devils came out of that storm and stole little Ben from us. I tried my best to protect the children. I put a full load of lead into one of those raiders, and he just got right up again. Took a bullet myself. Lucky it missed anything vital. I tell you, mister, those creatures put the fear of God into all of us. The horses went wild, too. They vanished as swiftly as they arrived into that storm. If you're gonna make it through that storm, you'll need this. This compass has brought me luck during my travels, and, well, maybe it'll do the same for you. Bill and his son Ben went into town to get supplies, so I don't know much about it. Bill seemed pretty shook up, though, when he got back.
He's such a good boy. We can't believe what's happened. It was bad enough when Bill's wife died on the trail, but to have his son taken from him too, it's just terrible. Thank the Lord no other children were taken. We've seen your type before, mister. Bounty hunters, working their trade from human misery. What's your story? How many people have sold their souls to you? How many lives have you taken in return for a handful of coins? I knew it! A simple thief is all he is!
Joanne, you can take 'em, mister. I hope they help you. Godspeed go with you, stranger.
And the devil takes a liar's soul!
Goodbye. Good luck! Go back!
Please, don't kill me. I'm begging you, not this way. I never saw anything, honest. For pity's sake, I'm begging you. I saw nothing. Please, don't do that to me. I don't want to die like an animal. I swear, I will not tell anyone. I saw you change. Please, don't. The teeth, the eyes. Bodies like monsters. I can't bear it anymore.
It is now my third night in this cursed town. My colleague Carl has gone missing. He was right after all. This place is haunted by things I dare not think about. I now know as long as we remain here, our sanity or our very lives are in danger.
Have you found our anthropologist friend yet? I want the anthropologist. I want him found in one piece. No mistakes. Do you understand? Or I will have you hung from your own intestines.
It's a fierce, ill-ridden night for some stranger to come calling at my door. Can I be of service to you, stranger? Would you now state your business here in Silverload, stranger? Is that so? So you won't be staying long, then? Well, it's $5 to stay in the hotel, but you will have to surrender your gun to me till morning. Or I can let you stay in stables for $2, and I'll let you keep your gun. What'll it be, stranger? The room or the stables? That will be $5, please. Thank you, sir, and your gun. Thank you. Here is your room key. You will find your room at the top of the landing. In the morning, you will find your firearm behind this desk. Please, leave the key here. Have a good night, and do not trouble the other guests.
I do not know who you are, mister, but I overheard you booking into the hotel earlier, so I know that you are not one of them. My name is Leo Remington, and I came to this town with my colleague Carl Whitehead. I believe he has met with foul play in this blighted place. We must be quiet in case they overhear us talking. We were sent here by a wealthy museum to catalog and ship out a number of native Indian remains. Our work is in anthropology. I cannot say that there is anything sinister about our task, but Carl was convinced that some ill deed had gone on. We were both told to leave with the remains in a day's time. Yes, they are stored in the hotel's basement. Carl swore blind that he saw ghosts down there. My younger colleague Carl is prone to an over-imagination and flights of fancy. He was convinced that some kind of conspiracy was going on. Carl had told me the town was prone to a lot of local superstition. We don't see eye to eye over our work, but after his ravings of nightmare visions, I'm beginning to believe him. You see, mister, 2 days ago he told me he was going to find out more about the town. He hasn't returned since. I have seen very little of the town. We were led here by a giant man after our train was caught in a dust storm. We met with the town's mayor, who instructed us of the ground rules, so to speak. There was something I found disturbing, mister. The mayor was accompanied by the town's preacher, a ghoulish-looking fellow. I could not help thinking he reminded me of a huge vulture. It does seem now as though they had something to hide. We were told that for our own safety we must never leave the hotel or talk to strangers. This infuriated Carl and also added to his wild theories and burning curiosity.